Hey guys, thanks for joining me today. This is Diana with the Paper Pineapple. Just want to apologize for not being on lately. I've just been overwhelmed with all of the family activities, and so I am attempting to catching up. I have a lot to catch up on. This is the last thing that's in my album, which was day 11, and so I just I'll show you what I have done so far. I do have a process video next. This is just a divider page, and I will fill this out later. And then on this side, I went ahead and added a 4x6 card on this side. This is Frank Garcia's 31 collection, and I just added a little bit of sequins in the cauldron. And so this is my day 12. Day 12 is documenting our Hallowwear. I went ahead and bought the kiddos some Halloween shirts. This one is just a rib cage with all the guts and the heart, and on the side, the sleeves has the femurs. I mean, not the femurs. I forget what the names of the bones are called, but on the sides, you know, on the arms, so you could see that. And then my little guy has another one with this, with the skull in it. It says, "Gimme candy," and you can't see it, but on the tooth is a candy corn. And so I went ahead and followed along with my kids, and I put on my jack-o'-lantern shirt and my black beanie and my black Vans and called that good. So this is just documenting our, you know, our shirts, our little seasonal clothing that we have for this year. And so I made it pretty simple, just embellished here with some of the chipboards. I did this little page flag, and I wrapped it in gold thread. I circle punched, I believe it's 1 3/8, and then I just followed up with a scallop punch and then put my number on there. And this is a frame that I downloaded. This is a cut file that I used. So a lot of times what you can do, you just find something that you like, a ping or something, and then you just upload it on your Cricut machine or Silhouette Cameo, and then you can make that to embellish your pages. So this is just something that I found. I just went on Google and just searched frame, and I found this one that I liked and just framed her picture in it. And I picked this background just because my shirt has a jack-o'-lantern face, and so like I thought it went well, and then just added this little embellishment. I feel like I'm trying to do less embellishing, but my book is on my album's already getting super chunky, and we're barely on day 12. So we'll see how that works out for me. So now I'm going to go ahead and do a process video for day 13, and day 14 is going to be just, I'll share with you that page, but I will only do one process page just because I'm trying to catch up, and then hopefully I will show you as I go each day. All right, well, stay tuned for your process video. Thanks for watching. So I knew I wanted to use a cereal box because in the back it had a QR code to play the song, the Monster Mash, and it also has a video to watch. So I knew I wanted to incorporate that on my page, and since I saw that it had like a vinyl record, I knew that that was my inspiration to use for this particular day. So I bought the kids some spooky cereal, and they've never had it before. They had other flavors as well, but this was the only one that they had. I would have picked up a couple different other kinds, but this was all they had left. So I picked up this one, and I decided that I wanted to incorporate this on this shape here. It was like a cup file. I made into a cup file on my Cricut design space, and I wanted to make it look like a vinyl record. So I used the center of it because that's what I wanted to use. I wanted to have the QR code, and so I just simply rounded it. I was trying to find a way to make the hole in the center, but I didn't have anything that was long enough to make the the punch circle. So yeah, I was struggling. I was trying to find different ways, and I don't have the crocodile, the super long one. Maybe I should invest in one, but I do have one. Well, it's like a eyelet setter, but it didn't reach. So I just said, well, you know what? I'm just going to leave it alone. So I left it alone and decided that I was just going to let it be. And I went ahead and just adhered the flat side of it. So I'm going to cut this piece off so it looks like the vinyl record is coming off of the page. So I like the look of that. And I knew I wanted to use the actual character. I believe his name is Booberry. And so I wanted to put that also. So, you know, sometimes you can just think out of the box, like literally out of the cereal box, and just incorporate things that you normally wouldn't put in your albums, you know, like any seasonal, you know, wrappings or candy bars or stuff like that. You can also incorporate in your albums as well. So I wanted to make sure that I cut the piece out that I wanted to incorporate, and so I'm just fussy cutting him out. It was a little difficult because it's made out of cardboard, and so like it was kind of hard to get into the little pieces around the guitar and around the fingers and stuff like that, but I did my best to cut it out as best as I could. So yeah, I wanted to use this little character. I did take pictures of the actual front of the cereal box because I knew I wasn't going to want to put that in my actual layout, but I did want to get the most important parts, which is the character and the QR code. This is actually something that has been used in the past. I know in my other Project Life albums, I do have a couple of QR codes in my albums where different videos of my kids are, you know, or playing or singing or whatever. And I think that is super neat because you can always go back and just watch those actual videos. And so, yeah, and use technology to your advantage as well. So I wanted just to have this in my album this time around. I don't know if have you ever actually used them before. So yeah, I thought that was neat. So here I am just adding this piece in the center with my adhesive, and I do have my pictures printed out. I wasn't sure how I was going to place them. I wanted to do kind of like a film strip, but I remember that I had used a film strip for my Snapchat pictures, and so I wanted to do not the same thing back to back. So I opted for this size, and I figured I'll just kind of like play with the size, maybe make one smaller so that they fit on the side. And so I try to figure the placing of these pictures. One is a picture of the actual cereal box from the front because it is the 50th anniversary. I can't believe that the cereal has been around that long, but it's true. It has. As a kid, like I remember seeing, I remember the pink one. I can't remember what, Frankenberry, I believe, and then there's the chocolate with Dracula on it, and I forget what the other characters, flavors and cereal boxes were. I remember as a kid, my parents never never bought those kinds of sugary cereals. But it's for Halloween, so I just thought, just throwing a little something different, for the kids. And the kids were so excited when I came home with it. They weren't expecting it. So, those are the little things that you want your kids to remember, Anything that has to do with spooky stuff or Halloween stuff, the kids are all about it. And so it, just makes the season just, fun for them. And I want them to remember these little things. So yeah, I don't usually buy these type of cereals for my kids, because it is very high in sugar. But, for special occasions, for like the different holiday seasons, I don't mind throwing in a box during the month. I don't think it'll be too bad for them. So yeah, the kids are super excited to have their Blueberry cereal. So yeah, here I'm just arranging the pictures as best as I could. I know I wanted to put the actual cereal box, the front of the cereal box in the middle, just to break out the colors, because you know, you can see the counter, the brown mono, you know, those tones, and so I just didn't want those, you know, close together, so I wanted to break up the different colors. So I went ahead and just added this picture last. And so I knew I wanted to add the character, but I didn't want it to be flat. And I know I mentioned that I didn't want too much embellishments, but I just had to make that dimensional. It's probably gonna make my my page really bulky, but I just felt like it needed some kind of dimension. So I'm just adding some of these dimensional tape squares. I forget what they're called, dimensional squares. So yeah, I'm just peeling off the pieces off here. I know that I want to add it at the bottom because I did cut it off from the cereal box straight, so I want to make sure that it doesn't look too weird. So I just put it at the bottom. I felt like it looked good there. So I went ahead and placed them there, and I knew I wanted to add some other embellishments as well, just to draw more to the actual cereal. And I want to make sure that I add my 13 because it's documenting day 13. And so I'm thinking of ideas. So I went onto my Cricut and I pulled up, these are just musical notes. These are free on the Design Space. You should just go on there from time to time and just check to see what is on there. Sometimes there are a lot of free cut files that you can download and use. So definitely take advantage of those. These are actually free. These are just musical notes that I cut with my Cricut. And I cut them on some gold sparkly cardstock. They're like the thicker poster board kind. And so I felt like that went perfect because it's the band, Monster Mash, the song. And so I felt like it went with it. And I wanted to add some stars. So I take out my box of sequins and decide that I wanted to add some silver stars. So I'm just using my Pick Me Up tool and using that to adhere my stars. I didn't want to go too crazy with them, but I definitely knew that I wanted to add a little something, a little sparkle. Yeah, so I'm just adding my stars. I felt like that completed it, and yeah, I think that it came together well. So this is it, guys. This is day 13. So this concludes day 14. I went ahead and just did a little flip here. I used Happy Haunting from Simple Stories for this side, and I just did like a little flip, and I just put today, and I put some little rhinestones on there. I added a little ghost, and it says "Hey Boo," and this opens like this. And what I did is just like flipped the words so that it would match the back of this. So this side it spells today, and it spells today this way, but also like facing that way backwards or flipped. And I did some journaling right here, just put a little bat there, added some stickers from the collection, and put in my 14. This day I documented my son and I doing a little bonding time. So he is my kindergartner, and so he comes out earlier than his brother and sister does, and so that is alone time for him and I. And I surprised him with this little Halloween activity book, and it's like one of those big large ones. And so him and I watched the Nightmare Before Christmas, and we colored and did some activities in this book, and that made him really happy. And honestly, there's nothing that you do for your kids, you know. I love coloring myself, but it's been a while since I've actually sat down and done it. And so I'm happy to do this with this little cutie of mine. So, so yeah, this concludes day 14. I will go ahead and keep working. I have a lot to catch up on. We'll do day 15, 16, and 17 soon, and I will hopefully have a process video for you then. All right, thank you for joining me, and thanks for watching. If you like this video and want to see more, give it a like, and if you are not subscribed, please consider subscribing. I'll see you guys in the next crafty video. Bye guys, stay spooky.